talking leadership, making the big plays in the mortgage game through the sun and the haze. Close more deals, build your success. Time to level up and beat the stress. Get ready to laugh, land and eat. Your weekly scene. Let's go.
All right, Justin. I got the timing down this time.
You're getting better, Fobby.
Right? I got it, baby. So, guys, welcome back to another edition of Laugh Underneath the Podcast.
It's great to be here.
Today is April 2nd, Justin. That means you survived April Fool's Day.
I did. We had no hijinks at my house.
Nothing
that I know of.
Your wife didn't say I'm pregnant?
I am actually pretty trusting, so I fall for a lot of stuff. So
you didn't say like she stole the last year honey buckets?
If she said that, I would be like, why would you know how much I care about that? Then I would go, oh, you're just joking. It would take me a second to catch on. I'm not slow. I'm just trusting.
You know what I did to my wife the very first year that we were married?
Oh, boy.
This is so stupid. This poor lady just moved over from Pakistan. Never lived by herself ever, right?
Yeah.
So 1-bedroom apartment. Someone had given her a 4-foot long pillow or something.
Yeah.
So she comes, she went, I can't remember where she went, but I was in bed. I jumped out, put the pillow as me, hid in the walk-in closet, and waited for her to walk back in.
And then you scared her?
Yes.
Of course you did.
Jumped out of the closet.
Welcome to the US of A.
I mean, not the smartest moment of my life. You know what I mean?
How would you have explained that if she something happened to her psychologically? How would you explain that to her parents, her family, the cops?
Yeah.
You're like, I just tried to give her a hug. I don't know why she left.
No.
And it's been like that ever since. 30 years later, you're trying to hug her and she's saying, no. So you go hug Sammy, and Sammy's like, I'll guess we get hugs. Yeah.
Yeah, brother. So listen, a lot of stuff happening in the news. James could not make it today, but I was talking to him yesterday. We spent about 30 minutes on the call.
Okay. Nice.
Kleiman, Mr. James Kleiman. So Nexa Mortgage back in the news. Something about servicing loans, and that they're going to give their loan officers like a residual income off of it.
Yep.
Did you hear about that?
I did.
How are you going to recruit against that? That's pretty tough, man.
It is, but I've also had a lot of recruits over the years tell me I was promised X, I didn't get Y, I didn't get Z, and so I just, you never know till it's in your bank account.
Ah, so you're one of those. Here's my question. Nexa is a broker.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pay residuals if you don't service?
I have no idea the logistics of that. That's a question that I would ask if I was joining them.
I mean, to me, it's like if you don't have a servicing pool, you don't have a bucket to take money out of.
Did they just take from the SRP and I don't know. I know we tried this at Pacific Union back in 2015. Okay.
We were servicing lender. And we set up I think it was either 3 or 5 year residuals for our loan officers. But it was very pricey. And so you got to build in the residual income into the margin.
Yeah. It kind of goes back to every time you see anything happening, that expense at corporate does eat into your rates and your comp, and the money's got to come from somewhere. The math is the math. So if you've got 5 corporate jets, the gas for those, that money comes from somewhere.
I just think, did you say corporate jets?
Yeah, I know you have a couple, Fobby. So I don't mean to call you out like that, but I'm trying to flip the script a little bit on you. Fobby, just everyone knows, Fobby does fly private. He flies the jet himself. So
I would be so afraid. I would be so afraid to fly a jet. I mean, honestly, have you ever thought about that? Have you ever sat in the front seat of a plane?
No. Okay, I would rather just sit in the back.
When you take off, all you're seeing is the sky.
Yeah.
You don't see anything like to the side of you or whatever.
I have to see where I'm going. Like, I can't be in the clouds seeing. I'm sure we're fine. I have to see.
I used to fly with a buddy of mine who was a pilot, and he had a 4-seater single engine Cessna. And we would take off here in Virginia and go up to Chesapeake to get crab cake sandwiches for lunch and come back.
Ooh.
It's quite the life, I admit. It was quite the life. Yeah, it was quite the life. But listen, first time I'm flying over the Chesapeake Bay with the guy. And we get about 5,000 feet, and he goes up to 7,500. They're like, hey, Benny, why are you going to 7,500? He goes, in case the engine goes out, it gives us a longer to drift to find land.
Glide?
Yeah, to glide.
Oh, that's
And I was
great.
like, oh, single engine.
Oh, because there's no backup engine, right?
Yeah,
You only
that's
got
it.
that one.
That one goes out. You just need more altitude to be able
Where are
to
you
glide.
gliding to? The nearest freeway, golf course?
Nearest freeway, nearest golf course,
Oh my
nearest something that doesn't kill you, I guess.
I don't want to do that. I'd rather just stay safe. That
So
sounds
speaking
horrible.
of staying safe, right?
Mhm.
The the trigger lead thing is happening, where no more trigger leads are you seeing this with your clients? Are they staying safer?
I don't know if there's a time frame where it gets phased in or things, or they bought leads. So I'm just still doing all the things I've done before with my clients, which is advising them on the do not call list, and I'm advising them to not answer their phone. I'm doing all those things until I know for sure it's gone, because I've lost some deals and I just don't
What
trust.
happens? I guess the question is, what happens when someone does call your borrower? Are you able to then say, hey, I'm going to sue you, or what happens?
That part I don't know, because I don't even want to know. I don't even want to find out. I mean, this business is tough enough as it is without having to enter in lawsuits. And so that's a great question.
Yeah. So the other thing is this guy from Blend, Nima Gamsari. Do you know about this one?
I do
Pretty
not.
interesting stuff here. So Blend went public. They've now shedded, I don't know how much percentage of their IPO, 47, 50%, I don't know, something like that, right? And now it turns out that this the CEO, Nima, you know what I mean? According to the Mortgage Scoop, I'm just going by what James published, right? Has a mortgage company on the side that he never disclosed. That he just called for.
Oops.
They've only done 2 loans. Right? But the entire thing is we're going to take the middleman out of the loan process, meaning the loan officers.
Why would somebody want a side little business with only a couple of loans going through there? That's interesting.
Right? Like almost like you're testing everything before you go public with yourself. I don't know. It seemed pretty it seemed odd to me. That's all. I mean, to me, it's like I always love when James does these little scoops like this, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, if you're the guy who came up with Blend and your idea was to help loan officers originate more loans, and now you're almost like betting against them.
I can't explain that, Bobby. That makes 0 sense to me.
I mean, I'd love to get Nima on the show. I don't know if he'll ever come on here. I mean, if you're listening, Nima, you have an open invitation to come out here and tell us what you're doing. I mean,
make sure you like, subscribe, comment too, right? Tell them that part.
You got to always like, subscribe, and comment on I think, sorry, Nima, I didn't mean to. He's saying he doesn't want to come on the show. He's literally saying, no, I don't want to come on the show.
No. Let's go to him. Let's just go to him and do some journalism in his front yard. He's got to come outside and talk to us.
Yeah, I think when he read the scoop, I think we did get a recording of him when he read the article about himself.
That sounds like him.
I don't know.
Fobby got a new soundboard, by the way. All the residuals are coming in. The man is on a mission to upgrade everything in his life. He's got a new soundboard, new sound effects.
You know, the thing is I could do this all day long. I could literally do this all day long. If someone said, "Hey, Fob, we got you. You don't have to worry about pay your bills anymore. We're gonna bring you food."
Just interview people off the street.
Yeah, why not? All right. So look, we talked about Nexa, right? I told Kleiman that the person that I was trying to recruit from Nexa told me that they have a pyramid model there.
Pyramid model. You paused in the middle there a little bit.
I mean, I still have a hard time understanding that, by the way. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like,
your brain's like, don't say scheme. Don't say scheme.
I know. What's the pyramid model?
It goes like this.
And everything trickles down or trickles up?
It just trickles.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, because like,
it goes up.
Normally, like when you're part of a pyramid, it's not a good thing for. I mean, are they illegal, by the way? Are pyramid schemes illegal or are they legal?
There's a new way to say it. There's a new branding of the. We can ask our guests today if there's a marketing branding that's a rebranding, perhaps, of the pyramid scheme.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, the thing is interesting that he would say, "Well, we have a pyramid model here, so I get a piece of everybody's action." I'm still not over that.
How's that working out for him?
I mean, he did like, I think $750,000 in loan volume in 12 months.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What? How many months would you say that?
Trust me, I had a conversation with my recruiters about why the hell is this guy on my schedule, but that's a topic for another time. So anyway, listen, let's get our guest on here because we could talk about this stuff all day long, and I don't want to do that. We are. I don't even know how to introduce these. So what happened? Let me explain to you. I worked with Lauren for back in the day. I have seen Bree Lee's stuff on LinkedIn. It's pretty amazing, right? Because some of the stuff that they talk about, and they both were saying the same thing. I don't even know if they were buddies or not, but it was like really weird. Like I was seeing them kind of like saying, "Hey, marketing pretty much sucks, mortgage guys. Wake the F up," right?
Better.
And no one was like, and it was like, and I was like, what if I get them both on the show together, and we can really talk about what's wrong with the mortgage marketing people in our industry? Because I'm sure
I've been a marketing mortgage guy for quite a while, and I agree that not many people do it well, and a lot of people don't do it well, and think they're doing it well, and so there's room for improvement for all.
All right, well, look, let's get to the stage here. Let's get Miss Bree out here. Let's get Miss Lauren Dobie out here. How are you guys?
Hi.
Did I totally misrepresent everybody? Did I misrepresent everything that you guys have said?
You totally misrepresented it. You didn't get anything accurate. No, you totally nailed it. I think Lauren and I are super aligned with our philosophy on marketing, but I would also say that like most of the industry is. I don't know anybody who's like mortgage marketing is amazing. So I think we're all kind of on the same page. Yeah,
it is interesting. Look, and I misspoke. It's not that I hate my marketing team. I think they do the best they can. You know what I mean? I'm all, but I think Lauren, you and I worked together briefly, right?
We did.
And I'm always like just dying inside because I just feel frustrated because I know that there's so much more that can be done.
Yes.
I always felt that with every company I've ever been at, like there's so much more that we're just like you guys said, we're still living in 1989 or 85 or whatever year that I graduated high school. You know what I mean? And
I had a question for the room. So is this a marketing problem or is this a self-awareness problem? Which one is it?
Ooh, I'm going to let them answer that.
I personally think it's a little bit of both. And I think I would actually challenge it back to the leadership team because I think it all roots back to the leadership team and having a backbone on what it is your company stands for, because we're so safe, we're so compliant. If we all have the same regulations, we all end up saying the same exact thing. And going back to leadership, nobody has ever sat down to say, what are we willing to say? What are we not willing to say? What are we willing to take a risk tolerance on? And then we have a loan officer who ends up doing their own marketing because they're so frustrated that the company can't accurately represent them. So,
but most loan officers are doing marketing more than ever. We all know that. And we all talk about, like, Lauren, I know, like guys get out there, make videos, guys get out there, get on social media, guys get out, you know what I mean? And when they do that, the result doesn't always come in as quickly as they anticipated it. Is that a fair way to say that?
Yeah, that's a huge thing I see. I mean, everyone wants that instant gratification of, put one post up and you go viral, and that's just not how marketing works. But nobody has the patience to actually do things consistently and be able to, see the rewards in the longer term.
All right.
And I would add too, I don't think it's that you have a bad marketing team. I think it's that they've been kind of set up to fail. Like the marketing department at most lenders don't actually control the brand. Sales does or compliance does. And the CMO ends up making, flyers and hoping that nobody gets mad. And it's kind of like an interesting spot to be in.
So when you say flyers, is that like a metaphor? That's a metaphor, right? Because nobody's making flyers anymore, right, Bree? I mean, not Justin, you're making flyers?
If I'm doing open house visits and dropping off some waters and some granola and some goodie bags, I might throw a flyer in there.
Come on.
I will say there's a time and place for flyers, maybe. Like use it in the background of a video you do, or if you're at an open house, sometimes having those tangible items helps, but it's not the whole strategy, which a lot of loan officers still treat it that way. I need a flyer for this product or that product.
Well, Lauren, let's stay with you for a second. So what does real marketing system inside a mortgage company, what does that really look like then? I mean, if it's not this, if it's not where we're at right now, what does it look like?
I think we need to look at how most marketing teams are being utilized right now. It's a lot of like one-offs and, supporting individual producers or teams. And we really need to look at creating scalable systems, whether that be content, CRMs. In a perfect world, everyone would align around what the marketing strategy is, and everyone in the company would follow that, as opposed to everyone kind of going rogue, as Bree has talked about.
So Justin, when you go out with these flyers, because I want to hear, how many people actually call you back from the flyers in 2026?
All of them. They all call.
Such a liar. Such a liar. The fuck out of here. No one's calling you with those flyers.
Next question.
All right, Bree, let's get back to you. Let's talk about, like, from your percentage, because I mean, from your perception, you're out there really, really talking about, guys, we're doing it wrong. Right? Whose dog is that? Is that yours? It's yours? Okay, he's hungry. Go feed him. Look, what is the mortgage industry getting wrong? Like, what like in plain terms, what are they missing?
I mean, I think what we're really missing is what good marketing really looks like. If you look at the average age of a loan officer right now, I think it's 55, like it's up there, right? It's 45, 50. And those people have been doing the same thing for so long. So your marketing team is catering to 80% of that. And I would say one thing that the industry is getting fundamentally wrong is that it treats marketing like a cost center instead of true infrastructure. As loan officers, the perspective is usually, I need a flyer, or I need the social post, XYZ, instead of really looking at the infrastructure and saying, this is what's going to drive my business and move the needle, whether that's a full campaign or whether that is individual assets. I think it's really nailing down, not blaming compliance as an excuse, but really having an industry that's optimized for not getting in trouble, which is what we do with compliance, but making sure that we're saying something interesting and we're not saying the same thing as every other company out there, which most mortgage companies are saying the same exact thing, like rate drops today. Here's your stock photo with little keys in it, right? So I would really challenge, what is marketing?
So
I also want to add something that it's a quote I remember from you, Bree. I forget exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of, a lot of lenders are lying about who their real customer is. And it couldn't be more true. I think that's another thing that the industry has forgotten, that, bottom line, this industry is about the borrower. And too many times decisions are being made about, from, opinions and not the data.
Yeah. So I know.
Can I add one thing? I want to ask a follow-up question about that. So I've been an LO for 27 years. So my borrowers, when I first
the average age that Bree was just talking about. I know, I'm above it.
So my borrowers have changed, but if I haven't changed, I'm not thinking about the fact of who my borrowers are today. So could you tell us more about what should you tell someone like me about realizing who the borrowers are today, that they're not the same as they were 20 years ago?
I mean, look at your borrower today versus 10 years ago. They've already been on ChatGPT and looked and searched about what DTI is and how much they need for a down payment. And they're getting so overflowed with information that's coming in. They're not coming in with baseline zero knowledge. They're coming in with knowledge from their sister's brother's cousin and ChatGPT and Google and all these different things. And your job is really to decipher it. So I don't know that the borrower per se has changed, but their behavior definitely has. And so has how they trust you to help you, so you can help them buy a home. I think that's it. That's the whole thing, is how they trust you has completely changed, as well as how they find you.
Yeah, I think the trust is the number one issue that we're all dealing with today. And I think that word has been magnified for me in the past 36 months more than anything else. I think when I first got in the industry, I think the trust was given to me by the referral source. So whether it was a realtor or the CPA, whoever was giving the business over, the trust was by osmosis. And there wasn't this abundance of information out there. And the more information that I think got out there, the less trust was given by that referral. Now it's almost like you have to earn the trust. Is that right, guys? I mean, is marketing responsible for creating that trust?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it should be everyone's responsibility, really. The brand has to build trust, starting from the top down.
You said the magic word now, Lauren. So we're going to go down this rabbit hole real quick. You use the word brand, right? Which is the most overused word that I'm so tired of, like right next to authentic. Right? So
transparency.
These words just get thrown around. But whose brand should be bigger, the company or the loan officers?
Ooh.
We're getting into hot topics here. Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
My perspective is the company should lead. The company should be the bigger brand. If you have a top region or a top producer that has a bigger brand than the company, there's some work to do.
What do you think, Bree?
My opinion.
I would push back on that and say nobody really cares about the company's brand. Like, I don't care that Target posted Happy 4th of July or Happy Mother's Day. I care about the individual. And I think it's not necessarily about who's bigger or who's better, but it's about who does the consumer trust, and they will trust a human over they'll trust a brand. And so, when the loan officer's brand is the only brand, then the company is building on rented land. But if the loan officer leaves and the brand walks out the door with them, like every borrower relationship, every social media following, like that's coming too. So I would push back and say both. But if I had to pick one, I would say the loan officer.
So like a buddy of mine, go ahead, Justin.
I would say for me, it could be a split of both, where if you've got a researcher borrower that's going to research the company, they should like what they see. They research me, they should like what they see. If they either see any red flags, either side of that, I think that might be where I could fall down. And so I almost assume that everyone's a researcher and I want to put my best brand forward and hope my company does the same. And hopefully the stars align and that person picks me.
I think that's what it comes down to, is really making sure both are aligned. You really can't choose one versus the other. I do think the company brand needs to lead, but when you talk about, your only real differentiator is your brand. It's your brand experience, and individual loan officers can't do the same things at scale that a company can. So when you talk about, what is the experience that you're getting, that's what you're selling.
Yeah.
And that looks different when every, branch or loan officer or team is left to kind of build things on their own. You've got a bunch of scattered brands and a bunch of scattered experiences. And I think that contributes to the lost trust.
So as marketing people, when there's multiple brands to support, how challenging can that be then? Like you have this one main brand and then you got people underneath it that are saying, hey, I got 7 different identities that are like, I need support for each one of them.
Are we allowed to swear on this podcast? Because I would say
all fucking day long.
That's an absolute clusterfuck. But that's the reality. If that's what it is, like average loan officer's brand, they don't want it to look like corporate. They want it to look like themselves. They want it to feel like themselves too. So I think the real question is, how do you build a corporate brand that gives framework on compliance guidelines, what you can do, what you can't do, but you're not so rigid and locked in with maybe what the colors are or the typography. Do you have a platform that can really scale? I've worked with mortgage companies where we've built the infrastructure that allows an individual producer to pick their colors, pick their typography, but they have templates that adjust to what the brand looks like for that individual. Their NMLS is automatically on there. And I think that is what the future looks like, is that customization while still having the infrastructure there. But I think the really uncomfortable truth is that the brand belongs to whoever leadership is afraid to lose. And until that changes, nothing else is going to change.
Yeah.
My wife always says, let them leave. I'm like, you say that until they leave, and then you're wishing they were still here. It's different than most other businesses.
Yeah, I'm just always split, because I think for me, like the brand of the company is more trust, right? It should be more trustworthy. And then the brand of the loan officer should be more marketable,
Playful.
Whatever, like more organic.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be so like stable and concrete. And maybe I'm speaking because subconsciously that's what I've done in my career, right? Now that I feel like I'm analyzing myself. so you kind of hit your wagon to the stable person that can kind of handle the craziness that you do on the other side. Does that make sense?
And you have to think about the marketing department. Like there's you want that stability of the corporate company. And then there's the top producer who's like another top producer who says, I only want it about my brand. I just want this company to help power me. And then you have the other person who's, I want to be entirely what the company wants. Like there are different avatars of loan officers and nobody is exactly the same. And you need a marketing department that is built like a team that can support that infrastructure, knowing that When you have 100 loan officers, you have 100 different opinions. So how do you build marketing that everybody likes? The answer is not a flyer. It's not a social post. It's really the infrastructure. And the way I think about it is like when you go to a gym, okay, you can sign up to work with a personal trainer who will give you a customized plan that works for you. But they're also probably giving some parts of that plan to somebody else that's going to help them grow their butt or their legs or whatever it is, right? So it's like, how do you customize that on a scalable level is really the question that it comes down to, because most producers are thinking like, my marketing department sucks. And I'm thinking, well, your marketing department's not set up for success because of so many different factors.
Lauren, who's marketing? Who's marketing right now the right way on a corporate level?
In mortgage or anybody?
Yeah, mortgages, our space.
Okay.
Let's look at the top 25 lenders. I don't know who they are, but let's look at the top. Maybe they're the top 100. Do you see any lender saying, okay, they're doing it right?
I mean, yeah, I would look at the top lender list for sure, and there's definite commonalities between them as far as having a strong corporate brand, and they're investing in many different marketing channels as opposed to some smaller to mid-sized companies that are really heavily reliant upon loan officer production to bring in business. There's really no brand to attract new audiences. They rely solely on loan officers to do the heavy lifting of marketing, and that's the problem we're trying to solve.
So like you have Cross Country Mortgage, which is like obviously the number one lender, right? You got Movement Mortgage, which I think, by the way, they probably set the whole tone of marketing from whenever they decided to go crazy /red or whatever they did, right? And just re-up the whole marketing department that one time. Then you have who do you have? Who's like Fairway? I think doesn't do anything other than maybe feel good about themselves, right?
Whoa.
I'm just telling the truth. That's what I feel, man. Jacobs can call me. I don't mind. But I'm just saying, like, who else is out there really cutting the edge and creating the stable brand in the IMB arena?
I think New American Funding is definitely trying to do that. But to answer your question, honestly, I don't know that there's a single lender that, and this isn't me being dramatic, but is that really is mastering everything. I think there's different pockets of companies who are doing individual things really well, like recruiting marketing, or, looking at marketing towards the consumer. I think that there's nobody who's doing everything all at once, but Movement Mortgage is a great example. They have amazing branding and they really have that dialed in. It's consistent across the board. And it's one of the few companies that I can think of that checks so many boxes, and it all goes back to consistency. You see the red, you see, what their logo looks like, and you're like, that's Movement. You could take the logo off and you still know that it's them because they have that completely dialed in.
Yeah. I mean, people have said that they're basically a marketing company that does mortgages.
Yep.
So question then, let's take Movement as our example, right? If marketing is as powerful as everyone says it is, right? Then how come like other marketers from the marketing department just don't get their mortgage license and just become loan officers? And if it's that easy.
Actually, a really funny question, because I've thought about doing that so many times in my career, but it's just not where my passion is. I love marketing, but I have definitely been tempted in the past to get my license.
The way you guys sometimes make it sound, I mean, like, oh, guys, all you got to do is bop, and then go get the loans, or the loans will come in. I always wondered, like, well, why didn't marketers just get their license? And then Movement went out and did it.
I think a really great marketing department should be driving leads for the LO. They should be doing just as much lift as the sales team is in the internal marketing team. And, the average marketer isn't going to go get a loan officer, or, and start originating because that's not their passion, just like, we talked about. But we also see what LOs deal with on a daily basis, and LOs don't see what marketers deal with on a everyday basis. So I think the flip side is true. If originating loans is so valuable, why don't LOs learn marketing?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said a lot of things in both of you two in such a short span, right? First and foremost, I love the fact that you said that marketing departments should be going out getting loans for loan officers or leads for loan officers. And I think that is probably this is such a broad statement. We're trying to bring it down to just these little fragments. That's probably the bridge that no one's standing on. Like once you stay that, all of a sudden you say, oh, well, you got to go to consumer direct. Like that's not the retail model, right? Retail model is self-gen. So does that statement apply to retail, or does it just apply to consumer direct then?
I think that marketing should not just be a line item on your company's expense line that's a cost center. I think it should really be a department that's driving revenue to some extent. And right now, the industry just looks at marketing as a line item. But if we step back and said, what is marketing really supposed to do? And is how we define marketing as an organization or company, is that what marketing really should be? Like, maybe not. I think marketing should be enabling sales a lot more than it currently is.
So you want to hear a
I
funny
agree
story
with
that happened
that.
at Pacific Union? It's funny story in the whole, seriously. I was the first guy to put marketing and recruiting together in a room together. Like they had never sat down.
That should happen way more often.
Right. They had never sat
does.
down before and actually said, oh, like we need to come up with a marketing plan to recruit that aligns with our brand identity.
Mhm.
And so it was like, and I'm like, well, I'm just a dropout college musician guy that basically just had an idea to put you guys in a room and I get a free lunch out of it. At the end of the day, it's like, there's not enough communication going on.
Mhm.
And so there's all these little things that are happening. Everyone's living in the silo.
Mhm.
And so
But that's how the system is designed. I mean, the way that we
Right.
recruit branches, and there has never really been true alignment between marketing and sales. You've got a centralized marketing department, and then you recruit these basically individual businesses is what they end up becoming, and you don't have the right marketing, structure to support that.
but
I've got a-
it does seem like a lot of marketing people are very passionate about marketing. I mean, I know, and I give look. I mean, we have Julia Skinner right now. And her and I work together at Planet. She's back here at AnyMac.
Mhm.
She's about as passionate of a person when it comes to marketing as I've seen, and I love her commitment. And you know what I mean. And she's is she doing anything that is life changing for me? I don't know. I mean, if I call her up, she'll probably do whatever she can.
Mhm.
But if I think of an idea, I just execute it anyway. So, like, where does that, like, how do we communicate better as a team?
I don't know what your thoughts are, Lauren, but mine would definitely be that we need to understand what is marketing and what is sales, and that the two really need each other. You can't live in isolated environments because if you do, your marketing is going to be bad and your sales isn't going to be as good as it could be. Like, you cannot be a good salesperson with amazing marketing. And that goes, marketing is technically what you even say in the sales process, how you're positioning what you're doing, how you pitch to, a partner to be your partner and to send referrals. Like, that is marketing at its core. Marketing isn't just the pretty and the aesthetic things. It's what drives the needle to help sales. So I would go back to the question of like, what is marketing supposed to do? What is sales supposed to do? And how do we work together to make that happen? Because if we work together, y'all, like, two brains are better than one.
Yeah, it's a leadership question for sure. I mean, that's what it comes down to, and really defining what those two functions are and what they should be responsible for. Because I think if you ask a marketer and you ask a salesperson at any company, every single one is going to have different answers. And when everyone's pointing fingers, you can't build momentum from that.
I got a question. Fobby, I got a question. So to the room, what does marketing underestimate about loan officers and sales? If you could figure out what that is, that might help.
Guys?
Is this a question we need? Okay, so this is not a question that's a silent answer. What's the one more time?
What does marketing underestimate
About sales,
about sales?
mortgage sales.
Oh,
I like that you were ready for this talk today. Doing really well, Justin.
I'm on fire today. I think
I might have to rehire you for third season or second season, whatever that is.
I feel like a lot of times marketers will underestimate that like loan officers are good at what they do. Like, it's not marketing's role to tell you exactly how to do your job. It's to help you do it better. And there's so many different avatars of loan officers, like understanding what would be helpful for them, not just what we think you should do. And Fobby just said that a couple of minutes ago, like she would get on the phone with you and tell you and help you as much as she could, but does that work for you and the way that you approach what you do? I think I wish more marketing teams understood that it isn't just our way. It isn't just loan officers' way, but it's understanding truly how does this person work or what's their avatar to make marketing work for them, not against them.
Like it.
I think where it gets challenging too, when you talk about that, because that is the answer. I mean, you need to understand the loan officer that you're working with. But then if you look at the size of an average marketing team and then all the loan officers and personal brands that they need to support, how do you support that at scale?
Yeah, right there, right? Like the scaling part. Like if I got a 5-man company, you know what I mean, and I got just one marketing person and we got some cool ideas, that could probably go for a very long run. And the loan officers underneath me, those 3 or 4 loan officers, would be happy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
The minute I add 150 LOs to that mix, right? Now all of a sudden we have different people with different asks and different needs. And I think the biggest thing that no one talks about, right? Or not talks about, maybe they talk about it, I don't hear it, is that loan officers may not always understand marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because what I think of marketing may not be what Justin thinks of marketing. Is that a fair, I mean, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So Justin, let me ask you this. What do you think your marketing department should be doing for you that they're not?
As a loan officer, I enjoy the corporate branding. I enjoy the social posts that they do. I come alongside and backfill my own so that people can see more about myself, get to know, like, and trust me, not just my company.
Yeah,
so
you didn't answer the question.
That was an amazing answer, I think.
See, the question was very simple.
PR answer.
The question was very simple. Like I saw your video of you guys at Summit, whatever you guys were doing, you know, where like different clips of what was some you guys were dressed up for
St. Patrick's Day?
St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
video.
we were dancing.
Yeah. You guys were doing a little Irish jig.
Yes.
So that was somebody's idea.
My daughter's.
Right?
My daughter works for marketing. Plug. My daughter works for marketing at Summit. Long time.
So was it her idea to do the Irish video jig?
Yep. Because she saw it on TikTok as a trend. She's like, we can do that here. So
right. So now let's get in that second part, guys. Social media. Everyone thinks you got to do some kind of crazy ass dance to get on social media. Right? Especially if you mention the name TikTok. Everyone says, oh, I'm not going to do a crazy TikTok dance.
Yeah, you will.
How important is social media to loan officers today?
It's important. Trending dances, no, not as important. I think it's important to get out there, show who you are, because you know what, even if you're getting referred, they're looking you up online and what are they finding? They want to know who they're dealing with. And a lot of that can come through in your social media, but you don't have to go and be all crazy or copy what everyone else is doing. If you're not a video person, do some written posts, images, like get your message out there in a way that's comfortable for you. That's what personal branding is really about. I mean, I think that's what a lot of loan officers get caught up in too, is feeling like they have to look or sound or be a certain way when they really just have to show up as themselves in a natural way for themselves.
Bree, what do you think about social media and the lack of loan officer attention to that?
I would push back and say ego has to do a little bit with that, right? Like we're so afraid to almost be perceived. Like we all want this really curated perception of who we are. We want to control how people view us. And when you pull up a video or you're on social media, like you're opening it up to the world to perceive you. And it's not a bad thing. Like don't watch your video 10 times and listen how you had a lisp, because no one else is watching it and nobody else cares that you said the word weird.
Amen.
You're the only one who cares. So if you can just open social media and post and get over yourself, like you will be successful, and keep doing it. Like stop measuring vanity metrics of how many likes or how many shares or how many follows. Like that's not what matters. What really matters is that when you post on social media, it's like having a blip that's going all around the country. You're not stuck to your local geography. You can go anywhere and anybody can find you. You just have to be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else except you. Figure out what makes you. Like, is that you love mac and cheese? Or like me, like I love chicken tenders. Every conference I go to, I'm looking for chicken tenders. And I would rather be at a dive bar with 5 people than 100 people at a giant conference, So figure out who you are and don't get so caught up in your own ego that you're hurting yourself by not posting.
Yeah. Where does marketing step in and help the individual loan officer create content for social media?
I think we need to help with build their confidence like it's a muscle. Like as we talked about earlier, the average age of a loan officer is not 25. They have not been doing social media all their life. And so it's a little bit of hand-holding and empowerment, but also giving frameworks like try this, do this, I'm a firm believer that your company posting on your behalf for 30 days out of the month or 20 days of the month, like that's a crutch. That's not helping you grow your audience. What really is helping you grow your audience is giving you prompts and setting aside a couple days a week. Spend 15 minutes on social, go engage, because you cannot expect to just post and receive engagement back. Like it is a two-way street. It's a relationship in the same way that you build a relationship with your realtors.
Yeah. Well, it's like my friend Joe Wilson from Social Coach says.
I was going to bring up Social Coach.
Yeah.
When we talk about systems and how to make that scalable, it's systems like Social Coach that you can get your prompts out to your entire team in one go and not working, one-on-one with each individual person. I think that, helps marketing teams a lot.
I think the biggest mistake that loan officers make is they're inconsistent. And I think one of the greatest things that I just lucked into, because I swear to God, I think it was just my Southeast Asian brain, the way it's programmed, was that I said, I'm going to release this promo for this podcast every Tuesday at 8:45 a.m. And no matter what happened, I was releasing it at 8, and all of a sudden my viewership and followers started growing from behind it. I had no idea, like no one was telling me to do this, but it was just something that I just said, I'm going to just do it that way.
I'm such a firm believer that like you have to commit to the bit in life, like commit to it. It's not like a 3-week thing or a 2-week thing. Set a goal for yourself and don't listen to anybody else who says like, you have to post 10 times a day. Like, I don't know about y'all, but that's not going to work for me. What does work for me is setting a schedule that 3 times a week minimum is what works for me, or that I know on every Monday, I'm going to go spend 15 minutes engaging with people. Like simplify your life. And just like your borrowers who get a million things of information on what to do to buy a house, like it's the same thing for social media. So filter through what actually works for you. And go from there. Like, have accountability and commit to the bit and don't give up.
Yeah. I think what loan officers are missing right now when it comes to social media, by the way, is that most of the new generation buyers are going on YouTube. They're going on TikTok. They're going on Instagram to get information, not to see the viral dances, but to research.
Hey, well, they might want to see the dancing.
No, they don't want to see you dancing like.
Did you see me dance? It was really good.
It was awful. It was awful. Trust me.
It was amazing.
I wanted to go look at it after this.
That was award-winning.
One of our weddings will shred a dance. That was not
The real question is did you drop it like it was hot?
No, like Irish jig. I did a little thing, like a little leprechaun.
Do it. You want to do it for us? You can get a white screen.
I just did it. I just did the thing.
See, that's awful. It's awful.
Can I give my 2 cents on one thing? I've seen some LOs that have gone all in on marketing and neglected their bread and butter to get business by meeting new realtor partners, calling their past clients happy birthday, all those things you have to do. And they've left the business because they just focused on their TikTok channel and their subscribers and their views and their likes and their comments. So I believe that's a supplemental to what gets you 1003s, which is the things I just mentioned before too.
Yeah.
I think that's why it looks different for every loan officer. I mean, you have to look at the resources you have, the team you have. Everybody looks different. And so you're not going to be able to have, you might not be able to do everything that you want to do. Just like we talked about earlier. I mean, in marketing, there's endless things that you could be doing, but you really need to just step back, look at what you can actually get done, focus, and go from there. And loan officers should do the same.
And I look at it from the angle too. Like I completely agree with you guys. Like they say to be wealthy, you need 10 streams of income, right? Like 10 different streams of revenue. Okay. And when you start off as a producer, you have, instead of revenue, like look at your marketing activities or how you get your business. Like maybe you're doing door to door. Okay, that's one activity. Maybe you're feeding your CRM. That's another activity. Maybe you have social in there. And ideally at a certain point in time, you do have 10 different activities that are helping you get business in. And social media may not be your number 1. It may be number 9 in terms of what your revenue is from that, but it should be driving something at some point in time.
It's a great way to put it. I mean, because that's logical. And when you really break it down, like, activities create the leads. And leads create credit reports. Credit reports create closings.
Absolutely.
It's always connected. So if you're not doing the activity, how can you expect to get money in? All right, guys, we got a few more minutes left. So this conversation between all of us has been very polite. I thought it was going to be a little bit more adversarial. I don't know why.
I felt attacked.
I wore my black T-shirt today. I mean,
I felt attacked, Fobby, a little bit in the middle there.
Clothes. You got the new microphone, by the way. I see your new microphone, Justin.
You can see that, Ken.
Yeah, look at you, man. I like this.
That's from the residuals
By the
from
way,
the
do
show.
you guys see the Minnesota sunset on Justin's background? Have you
It's
noticed
so
that?
romantic.
So nice.
I
No.
know.
Are we going to spend the next 10 minutes here arguing, or like what? Where are you going with that?
No,
Yeah, I
I,
want to know.
I think we're more in line than I thought we were. Like I didn't think we were going to be this aligned. I'm not joking when I tell you that. Like I don't disagree with anything you're saying. Like I think you guys are dead on.
Well, I think that's the whole thing is like everyone is on the same page. So what are we
But
going to
then,
do about it?
I guess here's the unspoken question: if I brought people from any marketing department today from an IMB, would they be saying what you're saying, or would they not be saying what you're saying? Because you guys are free agents, you guys are fractional CMOs, both of you two, right? So you guys can go say whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I think that if their CEO is sitting in the room and their CMO is sitting right next to them, are they going to say the same exact thing? No, absolutely not. They're going to make sure that, they're fully aligned with what the current state is. But I can say just from the private messages that I get, like, do I think marketing teams are terrible? No, absolutely not. But do I think we could be doing better things? Hell yes, I do. And I think that goes back to leadership and having a backbone of what your company really stands for. So if we were all get in a room together without your CEO intimidating you or worried about what anybody else is thinking, and we were like masked up, I think we would all completely agree and be on the same page. And that's kind of the problem of the current state of mortgage marketing is we all agree that it could be better. We're just all kind of sitting in a place of now what and how do we actually do that?
Yeah, I just wonder who's going to be the first person or company to take that lead and break it. Like Movement broke the mold 15 years ago, whenever they did, right?
Yeah.
So does it need to be broken again, I guess is the question, right? To restart it one more time.
Look at New American Funding. They launched a campaign where the tagline for their campaign was hell yeah. I think 5 years ago saying hell yeah in a campaign would have not flown in any mortgage company because they knew that it would piss off half of the loan officers or 80% of them. But they still decided to launch that campaign and put it in a Super Bowl and do all those things because it's the right move to make a statement and not play it safe. And so I think that will we all of a sudden see one company overnight do a big thing? No, but will we progressively see companies challenge that? Yes, absolutely.
It's funny because in 2000 when I started my company Horizon Mortgage, but Justin, Horizon Mortgage, like your background, we used this bright orange in it, right? And we had a brand audit done, and the brand auditor said you got to remove the orange because in 2000 no one was using orange for their mortgage logos. You know what I mean? And now I look around the arena and there's orange everywhere. And
there's blue everywhere too.
The blue's been there forever. Blue and green and grays. I mean, everywhere. But there are certain fundamentals that can't change just because of the human brain. So the human brain needs to see that blue, by the way. It needs to feel comfortable. It needs to feel, you know what I mean? And when you throw that little bit of orange in there, all of a sudden there feels like, oh, there's a little bit of energy and some progressiveness happening. So colors are huge. They are what they are.
Can I impress our guests real quick? I have memorized our hex codes. I know them by heart.
I love that.
DCDB and 005. The timing could not have been worse. I was going to rattle off and prove.
I wanted to give you the proper introduction you deserve, man.
And here comes the kazoo guy again.
I'm proud of you. I want to give you the validation.
I want my flowers, Fobby.
Good, Justin. It's all you, baby.
Let me have my flowers.
Good. It's all you. All you.
What
were you going to say now? What's the hex code?
DCDB and 005C4X. Those are our two brand colors. I use the most.
For who?
Nice.
For Summit Mortgage.
Who cares? I
care. I'm loyal to the brand. Marketing people like when their LOs know and use the same brand colors as corporate.
Do you guys like that? Lauren's laughing down the
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes. No one likes to see inconsistency.
I would give a blanket statement and say, yes, of course, corporate loves that. But I would say that it's good for an individual to have your own brand, get some complementary colors if your company.
Orange. I could use orange.
You could use a contrasting color. Put it in negative. Take those colors and then go negative on it.
That is something I would like to see. Companies being less strict on corporate branding 100% across the board. I think individuals need personality. They need their own way to express themselves while staying within the company frameworks. So hopefully we see more of that. we'll see.
Lisa, I think this topic could go on forever.
Mhm.
Honestly, there's so much to talk about. What's one action a loan officer could take right now to better align themselves with their marketing?
Laura, do you want
I
to
would
take this
say-
first?
Yeah, I would say going back to basics and really not worrying about what tactics you should try next, but really getting to like the core of your business. Who's your main audience? Not really who you want your audience to be, but look at your current loans, where your average loan size, like really take inventory of where your business is currently coming from, figure out what your unique message is, and go from there. Don't worry about, having to post X amount of times a week, but really figure out what it is that you do differently that sets you apart.
Okay, so I'm not really sure what happened, but we lost Bree.
I'll answer for Bree.
Is that like Febreze?
No, I'm going to answer for Bree. Fobby, I would say number one, do like Fobby said, and schedule yourself a time of the week that you do your marketing. At least get it done, get it pushed out there. And number two, don't wait to be perfect. You're not a perfect person. So if you have a lisp, if you think you're not an attractive person, you can even say, I've never done video before, but here we go. We might love you for that. So don't be afraid to show yourself as yourself and not be a perfection vision of yourself.
Yeah. I think Justin, sometimes that's easier said than done.
It
Here,
is.
she's back.
It is hard.
She can answer for herself, Justin. She doesn't need you mimicking her and imitating her.
I wasn't mansplaining. I answered for myself.
Bree, he did an awful impression of you.
No, I did. No, I did not. No.
You watch the show, just get back to this like minute
I did not
51.
do that at all.
My computer just like shut off in the middle when Lauren was answering. So we're answering the question what an LO could do.
Yes.
I would say what an LO could do is like, don't get so caught up in yourself. I think just don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't get stuck in the echo chamber of mortgage and post what everybody else is doing. Like that's a hostage situation. Really challenge yourself to look at what you engage with on social media in your free time. Like what TikToks are you watching? Why do you appeal to those? Is it because they're human and they're not selling you something? Like, okay, then maybe start creating vlog content. I would really look at that. I think the problem is that we rely on marketing to give us that direction when maybe the challenge here is to really figure out what you like, what you don't like, and just not be afraid to be human and just start creating for yourself and you'll find your people.
That's what I just got done saying.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I just got done
You're
saying.
so
I
alive.
know her. We are aligned. I already know Fobby.
I mean, it's amazing. And the voice was
said it better than I did.
You nailed her voice also.
I mean, she was more eloquent than I was, but that doesn't matter. I mean,
well, the thing is I think there's so much to cover that obviously you guys are welcome back anytime you want. We can get you guys back on. I know this was a few months in planning this show, but there's just so much to talk about with this marketing people, and I want to try to get some IMB guys in here and pick their brain, because I wonder if their answers are going to be different, right? Because look, I mean, once again, I think once you're getting a salary, you've got to toe the company line, and we've all been there, right? And in fact, I mean, sometimes I wonder how much longer I'll have my job after this show. For the last 15 minutes, I'm wondering, do I say too much? But you know what? It'll all work out, right? But I do think that marketing is a huge, huge miss that we're doing. So I think you guys resonated with me when you guys shared what you did. Justin, is there anything that you want to add with your wisdom that we didn't?
I think going back to authenticity, if you've got an amazing sunset, let that show. If you've got a green screen where you've got some kind of coffee setup, then you can do that. But I think
you know those walks I do with my dog in the morning. Like literally, I just got done working out and I'm walking my dog, and this asshole said to me on a text, "I can see the gum in your mouth." I'm like, "Why are you looking at my video so close that you can actually see the gum in my mouth?" I'm like, what is wrong with people, man? Like that's your only comment on the entire video for like 6 years I've been doing this, and now you're
winning.
That's you staring at my mouth. It's awful. Yep. It's just,
but like any comment is good engaging, like any hater.
That's not a good comment, Bree. No, that's not a good comment. Like you should not be saying, "I see the gum in your mouth."
Sorry, that was actually me. I wrote that. I'm sorry, Bobby.
I didn't want to say it, Justin.
I know. I had to be said.
Anyway, guys, let's get this show over with. Thank you, Bree. By the way, people need to get hold of Bree or Lauren. How can they get hold of you guys?
I'm a LinkedIn girl. You can find me at Bree Lees on LinkedIn. I write The Hill once a month, which is a hill that I'm willing to die on. It's not just marketing, but industry wide. And I'll see you over there.
All right, Lauren.
Yep. Same for me on LinkedIn or laurendobie.com.
All right, guys. And make sure you follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like, so Justin can continue getting his residuals.
Yep.
And buying new equipment, like the microphone they just bought for like $19.95 on Amazon. Was that Amazon?
Sure. This was a 3-figure mic. 3 figures.
No, it wasn't. 3 figures? Stop. We haven't paid you 3 figures yet.
Well, it's on layaway.
All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. We're out.
Talking leadership, making the big plays in the mortgage game through the sun and the haze. Close more deals, build your success. Time to level up and beat the stress. Get ready to laugh.